This evening, tens of thousands came out to celebrate Easter across the nation. Guyana Prison Service conducts sanitization operation in all prison locations. The Guyana Police Force is investigating 2 murders in the Hinterland. In the region, a U.S. judge overturns mandatory mask mandate on planes and trains, and internationally, dozens arrested in India's Delhi after violent communal clashes. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. Tens of thousands came out across the country to celebrate Easter. Esther Sobers has more details.
Following a 2-year pause from kite flying, the sky over the seawall, the national gardens, and various parks across the country were illuminated with scores of kites as tens of thousands of people, including children, gathered over the weekend to take part in the traditional festivity. Since the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak in 2019, Guyana's government barred mass gatherings at popular recreational places. However, with the number of COVID cases declining, the COVID restriction was relaxed. Even the President and his family were out and about celebrating Easter. His Excellency Dr. Irfan Ali and First Lady Arya met with families and officials from the President's office. They were flying kites at the Everest Cricket Club ground and enjoying a bright Easter Monday. The excitement on the faces of the children when they finally were able to relish the joy of Easter celebrations was evident. To celebrate the long overdue festivities, families, friends, and loved ones came out with picnic baskets and kites. Police ranks was primarily seen at the main roads and other entrances to the recreational areas, directing traffic flow. Many organizations and private individuals from various sections of society distributed kites to ensure that children everywhere could fly over the Easter holidays. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Continuing on our coverage of the Easter weekend, Esther Sobers informs us that the long holiday weekend was not without tragedy. Here is more.
2 persons lost their lives in separate motorcycle accidents over the weekend. A 22-year-old motorist tragically died in a collision at Ogle Access Road, East Coast, on Monday, April 18th. Dead is Alex Amsterdam of Sparnam's Quarting area, East Coast, Danararo. According to reports, Amsterdam was driving a motorcycle east along the public road when he collided with a motor car PRR 8717 heading south. The collision caused Amsterdam to fall, receiving injuries to his head. He was taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation and pronounced dead. Police have apprehended the driver of the motor car. Meanwhile, 19-year-old motorcyclist is in police custody following an accident that claimed the life of a 54-year-old businessman at Forest Avenue, Bartica Region 7 on Saturday, April 18, 2022. Dead is Premnath Prasad of First Avenue, and in custody is Eric David, a gold miner. Police headquarters reported that around 11 p.m., David was speeding on motorcycle CJ5268 with pillion rider 19-year-old Fabian Stanford. David allegedly lost control and collided with the businessman who was standing on the western parapet of the said road. As a result of the collision, David, Stanford, and Prasad fell onto the road surface and received injuries about their bodies. David and Stanford were picked up in a conscious state and taken to the Bartica Hospital, treated and sent away. The motorbike driver was given a breath alcohol test and no trace of alcohol was found in his system. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. On Saturday, April 16th, the Guyana Prison Service conducted a sanitization operation on all prison locations. The exercise aimed at ridding the prisons of all contraband items, ensuring that there is no breach of physical infrastructure, while simultaneously sensitizing prisoners about the negative impact of contraband in the facility. The operation was carried out by the Guyana Defense Force, Guyana Police Force, Guyana Prison Service, and the Guyana Fire Service, and unearthed 17 cell phones, 56 improvised weapons, including sharpened toothbrushes, sharpened wooden and metal objects, 4 packets of cigarettes, a quantity of fermented wines, and several lighters. Director of Prisons Nicolon Elliott stated that there had been a significant decrease in the number of contraband and prohibited items found within the prisons. He further noted that the issue of contraband in prisons remain a concern and that several security measures have been put in place to prevent and reduce the reoccurrence. These measures are subject to periodic review. Meanwhile, he took the opportunity to warn prison officers, civilians, and prisoners who seek to organize the entry of contraband into the prison that they will be charged criminally and placed before the court if caught. Stick around after the break. Canoe seized over $2 million in narcotics at Lamahar Gardens, and the Guyana Police Force is investigating 2 murders in the Hinterland.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality, men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands, and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our store, you are welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries, and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. Our convenient location at the City Mall is the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. So treat yourself with a taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown, only at Maison Francois.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
Welcome back. Canoe seized over $2 million in narcotics amid a drug raid at Lamahar Gardens over the weekend. Dale Jarvis has more details.
Officers of the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit, while conducting an intelligence-led operation at a residence in Bel Air Avenue, Lamahar Gardens, unearthed several $1 million worth of illegal drugs and arrested 4 persons on Saturday, April 16th. A subsequent search of the residence resulted in the discovery of 2 parcels of suspected cocaine and a quantity of suspected cannabis. Those arrested are 49-year-old Dexter Stewart, 33-year-old Altian Light, an underage male, and 55-year-old Keith King, who is no stranger to Kanu, was charged in the case when cocaine was found in a lumber shipment in 2013. They were escorted to Kanu headquarters along with the suspected narcotics. The substances were tested positive for cocaine and cannabis. The cocaine weighed over 2 kg with a street value of approximately 2.4 million Guyana dollars. The cannabis weighed 64 grams. All of the suspects are presently in custody pending further investigations. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jarvis.
Today, 55-year-old Keith King appeared at the Georgetown Magistrates Court before Magistrate Ann McLennan for the charge of possession of narcotics for the purpose of trafficking. He was remanded to prison until May 10th when he would return to court. Thanks, Dale. Police are looking into 2 murders in the Hinterland last week. Esther Sobers has more details.
Police are investigating 2 separate murders that occurred in the Hinterland region last week. The first murder reported was a Venezuelan national, identified as Felipe Galaves. He was fatally stabbed, allegedly, by a 19-year-old Venezuelan national on Friday, April 15th, at Ornoc, Port Kaitumo in Region 1, Barima-Waini. According to a police report, the incident occurred around 11:30 p.m. When ranks from the Mabaruma police station arrived on the scene, inquiries revealed that the 19-year-old suspect came home and met his wife and Galaves consuming alcohol. An argument reportedly ensued among them, and there was a confrontation. Subsequently, the suspect stabbed Galaves in his neck and shoulder before fleeing the scene. Galaves was taken to the Port Kaitumo hospital, but he started to receive treatment but succumbed to his injuries. According to a statement from police headquarters, 5 people are in custody, including the suspect's wife, who are collaborating with investigations. Police are also seeking the suspect. Additionally, the lifeless body of 26-year-old indigenous woman was found at Pape Landing near the Middle Mazruni River in Region 7 on April 13th. The woman was identified as Vanessa Rodriguez, also known as Chinese Girl, from Lethem in Region 1. The police said the woman's body was found at around 10:00 hours, lying face down on a track. There was a chop wound on her head, and there were several other marks of violence about her body. The incident that led to the woman's demise occurred between the 12th and the 13th of April. Based on police inquiries, the woman was last seen sometime on Tuesday evening in the company of a male who is now in police custody. The woman's body and the suspect were escorted to Bartica as investigations continue. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away after the break. Dozens arrested in India's Delhi after violent communal clashes, and South Africa deploys troops to help with flood relief efforts. But before that, here's a bridge retraction schedule.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality, men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands, and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the
problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our store, you are welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries, and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. Our convenient location at the City Mall is the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. So treat yourself with a taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown, only at Maison Francois.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
In a world filled with copycats and ever-changing trends, make your property stand out with unique concrete moldings. Different, exquisite designs carefully handcrafted to suit your style, with various customizable and antique and modern designs made at our factory. Antique and Modern Molding Establishment. We make your property outstanding. We make and install all moldings anywhere in Guyana.
The best quality, affordable prices, on-the-spot quotes, and no hidden fees.
Call us or WhatsApp us at 684-5050 or email us at modernestab@gmail.com. Antique and Modern Molding Establishment, made to stand out.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. A federal judge in the U.S., state of Florida, has ruled a United States government order requiring people to wear masks on public transportation is unlawful, overturning a Biden administration effort to reduce the spread of COVID-19. Al Jazeera's John Hendren reports from Chicago.
With new cases rising, along with COVID confusion, mask mandates in the U.S. are more muddled than ever.
You guys have a great flight. All right, thank you.
In Florida, a federal judge appointed by then-President Donald Trump on Monday struck down a mask requirement on planes, trains, and buses across the U.S., saying the Biden administration exceeded its authority.
It doesn't matter to me what they do in Florida. I'm still going to be wearing my mask.
Some travelers say they're happy to unmask.
I don't got no mask right now, so that's cool with me. Better for me.
The White House says it's reviewing that decision.
So this is obviously a disappointing decision. The CDC continues recommending wearing a mask in public transit. As you know, this just came out this afternoon. So right now, the Department of Homeland Security, who would be implementing, and the CDC are reviewing the decision. And of course, the Department of Justice would make any determinations about litigation.
The federal government last week extended the transportation mask mandate until May 3rd. The Biden administration has not said whether it would appeal. Most people are still wearing masks at the airport, but the Biden administration says it will no longer enforce the transportation mask mandate. Airlines are happy they've been fighting against this rule, and now they want to return to pre-pandemic business as usual. The news comes as COVID cases surge, with a new subvariant called BA2 reportedly 30% more contagious than previous variations, following a 2-month-long decline in cases.
I just feel like mask mandates are coming down too quickly. People at my school are getting it like every day.
That has Philadelphia reinstating its indoor mask mandate. At the University of Connecticut, once again, masks are mandatory.
We all want to be healthy. We all want to go back home and not get disturbed during the exams.
In New York, most Broadway theaters are still requiring theatergoers to mask up, even as much of the rest of the country goes maskless. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Chicago.
Internationally, police have been deployed in parts of Delhi following violent clashes between Hindus and Muslims during a Hindu religious festival over the weekend. Al Jazeera's Elizabeth Punaram has more.
Police and paramilitary forces remain on the streets of Jahangirpuri 2 days after Hindus celebrating a religious festival fought with Muslim residents here. Police are forcing people to stay indoors in the predominantly Muslim neighborhood in northwest Delhi.
Muslims can't even move out of their homes. The police isn't acknowledging what the Hindus did. Why were Hindus carrying swords in a religious procession? Hindu organizations can raise their slogans. We don't have a problem with that. But when we celebrate our festival, do we raise such slogans outside temples?
Phone videos appear to show Hindus carrying swords as they held a procession through the neighborhood on Saturday, and another purportedly shows a Muslim man firing at the procession. Both sides accuse each other of starting the violence.
The Muslims stopped us and asked us to turn back. There is a mosque close by, and when we got there, they started firing and tried to create chaos.
More than 20 people have been arrested in connection to the violence, 16 of them Muslim.
CCTV footage. We are analyzing CCTV footage and other digital evidence. Based on that, more people were identified. They will also be detained and interrogated.
Delhi police also said they'll take action against anyone found guilty regardless of their religion, but not everyone believes that. One lawyer has filed a petition with the Supreme Court asking it to oversee an independent investigation into the violence. It's the worst religious tension in the Indian capital in 2 years. In February 2020, fighting between Muslims protesting against the Citizenship Amendment Act, or CAA, and Hindus who supported it led to the deaths of 53 people, most of them Muslims.
Delhi police role during the anti-CAA 2020 riots has been under the question. The Supreme Court had admonished the Delhi police for their role, for their lackadaisical approach and their failure on their part in preventing the riots.
And that's not the only petition surrounding recent tensions that's been submitted to India's top court. A Muslim organization called Jamaat Ulama-e-Hind has asked the Supreme Court to stop regional governments from bulldozing the homes of Muslims suspected of violence. That's after 45 were bulldozed in the state of Madhya Pradesh last week following violence between Hindus and Muslims. That also occurred as Hindu groups were leading processions through Muslim neighborhoods. Elizabeth Puranam, Al Jazeera, New Delhi.
And finally, South Africa's armed forces have been deployed to help with relief efforts in KwaZulu-Natal province, where more than 440 people died following torrential rains that triggered floods and mudslides last week. Al Jazeera's Katia Lopez-Hodayan reports.
The heavy rains have stopped, but the crisis is still unfolding. South Africa's National Defence Force says 10,000 troops will head to KwaZulu-Natal province to help clear out the devastation left by days of flooding. More than 440 people were killed. Dozens are missing. This rescue team is looking for one of them.
We're out here helping, looking for our neighbor. We're sure she was swept by the river because we found her son's body nearby, but she is still missing.
Families are left to wait and manage one painful struggle after another.
The situation is bad. Her son is already at the morgue, but since we haven't found his mother yet, we don't know where to lay his remains.
The floods left thousands of people homeless. They also knocked out power and water services. The president says climate change fueled the disaster, and new measures are needed to prepare for extreme weather.
We need to increase our investment in climate adaptation measures to better safeguard communities against the effects of climate change.
The government has declared a state of disaster, with nearly $7 million allocated for relief efforts. With communities hit hard, rescue teams say it will take more than time and money to fully recover. Hundreds of thousands of children are due back in school on Tuesday after the Easter holiday weekend. But authorities warn for many that won't yet be possible. Katia Lopez-Oloyan, Al Jazeera.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. And that is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. Tune in on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.